Good morning, everyone. To our instructor, Ma'am Mayet Dayola, and to my classmates, hello, good morning. My topic for today is about compensatory education, and the second part is multicultural education. This is the subtopic in providing equal education opportunity in part 4, social foundation of education. So I'm going to report first the compensatory education. What is compensatory education? It offers supplementary programs or services designated to help children at risk of cognitive impairment and low educational achievement succeed. What is the goal of the program? The goal of state compensatory education is to reduce any disparity in performance of assessment instrument administered or disparity in the rates of high school completion between students at risk of dropping out of school and all other students. Expenses must directly impact students and cannot be used for parental involvement activities. Then, what are the purpose of this program? So the purpose is that to supplement the regular education program for students identified as risk of dropping out of school. Then to increase the academic achievement and reduce the dropout rate of these students. The key players in state compensatory education. In the school districts, we have the administrators, business personnel, the PEIMS clerk, counselors, classroom teachers, and parents. In education service centers, we have the ECI consultants, the PEIMS, curriculum specialists, and counselor contacts. So these are the student eligibility in applying the compensatory education. The eligibility criteria includes each student who is under 21 years of age and who 1. Is in pre-kindergarten, kindergarten or grade 1 and 2, 3 and did not perform satisfactorily on the readiness test assessment instrument administered during the current school year. So we're not going to use the previous year's score for identification. Second is the grade 7 to 12 and did not maintain an average equivalent to 70 on the scale of 100 in two or more subjects in the foundation curriculum during a semester in the preceding or the current school year, or is not maintaining such an average in two or more subjects in the foundation curriculum in the current semester. Number 3, was not advanced from grade level to the next for one or more school years. Note, we have a note here. A student is not considered at risk of dropping out of the school if the student did not advance from pre-kinder or kindergarten to the next grade level only as a result of the request of the student parents. Students remain at risk of dropping out of the school for the remainder of his or her public school education. Number 4, did not perform satisfactorily an assessment instrument administered to the student under subchapter B subchapter chapter 39 and who has not in the previous or current school year subsequently performed on that instrument or another appropriate instrument at a level equal to at least 110 or the level of satisfactory performance in that instrument. Student eligibility number 5 is pregnant or is a parent. Then number 6 has been placed in an alternative education program in accordance with the TEC section 37.006 during the preceding or the current school year. Note section 37.006 describe a disciplinary education program, not in school suspension or the ISS program. 7. Has been expelled in accordance with the TSC section 37.007 during the preceding or the current school year. Number 8. Is currently on parole, probation, deferred prosecution, or other conditional release. And we have here a note. This is confidential information. Then number 9 was previously reported through the PEIMS to have dropped out of school. Meaning sa PEIMS, we have these are the government office where the documents are being kept. Note, students at risk of dropping out of the school for the remainder of his or her public school education. Then, number 10 is a student of limited English proficiency or the LEP as defined by TEC section 29.052. Then, we have here a note. Student no longer meet at rest status for this criteria once a student has been exited from this program, including the 2-year monitoring phase. Then 11 is in the custody or care of the Department of Protective and Regulatory Services or has, during the current school year, been referred to the department by the school official, officers of the juvenile court or law enforcement official. Have a note also here. This is confidential information. Now the department is called the Department of Family and Protective Services. 12 is homeless as defined by the 42 U.S.C. section 11302 and its subsequent amendments. Note must have a copy of the current student residency questionnaire as documentation. Refer to McKinley-Bento Homeless Assistance Act of 2001, Section 725, or number 13, resided in the preceding school year or resides in the current school year in a residential placement facility in a district, including a detention facility, substance abuse treatment facility, emergency shelter, psychiatric hospital, halfway house, or the foster group homes. PEIMS. Student at risk of dropping out of the school must be reported through PEIMS and must meet the state criteria during the fall submission. And the school are responsible for the quality of data of their campus, including keeping data for students at risk of dropping out of school in the chancery and the risk of coding and service panels. Then, backup documentation must be kept for all students who are reported to PEIMS as being at risk of dropping out school. Chancery. So this chancery is the government office where the documents are being kept. So each campus must have an at-risk coordinators, contacts person designated to be the person responsible for the at-risk data on their campus. This includes coding and service data. And then the at-risk coordinator or the contact person is responsible for the identification of the students who meet the state criteria for the being at risk of dropping out of the school, ensuring that the supporting documents is in order and that they are being served. Then, the information that must be coded and kept on file includes the number of students coded at rest in the PMI reports, then a roster or at rest students printed from Chancery, Then the note is a roster of at-risk students should be in each teacher's position. Remember, make sure staff knows that this is confidential information. The reason, the start date or end date must be coded on the at-risk coded panel. So, dapat na ano ditong date, reason, o ang end date. The service provided must be coded in at-risk service panel. Then backup documentation must be filed for student coded at address. Then the PEINS edit plus address roster printed from ISD portal and assigned by the appropriate staff member. And the school must update and verify the address data in address panels. The SIMS or the data entry clerk is responsible for inputting the data on the Chancery SIS system. They are not to make decisions regarding coding. That is address coordinator or the contact person's responsibility. The number of homeless students, important. This is imperative that all homeless students are coded on address panel in sensory under address coding. At the end of the day or the day after the day of school must be entered for all homeless students. Then homeless must also be recorded in the homeless coded panel. Some programs and services are sub-examples of the supplemental state compensatory education programs and services includes, but they are limited to. We have the tutorials, class size reduction, including excess cost teachers, then computer-assisted instruction, specialized staff development to train personnel who are working with students at risk of dropping out of the school. Then the specialized reading and math materials, specialized reading and math programs, the task remediations, individualized instructions, then the extended day session for pre-kindergarten, accelerated instruction, and lastly, extended day or week or year. Thank you and have a good day everyone.